then I don't know, discussions upon discussions surrounding, first of all, Kellyrae and the wife, right, Kassia. Honestly, I must say this, SNM clan. You see, Kellyrae, yeah, is a guy that has, the spirit of discernment, right? Is able to know one or two things, know his parts, know where his, know his direction, know where he's walking, right? Knowing his steps. And the thing is that, it's always so painful sometimes, when people tend to tell someone one or two things about how they need to progress here or do this or do that. At the end of the day, it's almost so watered, to nothing.
Especially when they're not seeing it the way you're seeing it. Yeah.
Sometimes people might not really see things how you tend to see it. Even when they don't see it how you tend to see it, they might actually even do better when they don't even see how you see things, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Kellyrae now, it's more of like, telling, Kassia about how it wasn't really nice for her to do what she did, concerning the whole stuff that, made her have a strike. And I was feeling so bad that, it's even rubbed off on, Sean,
mm-hmm.
Handy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Wani is understandable, but I mean, Sean and Handy, that was just one kind, right? Like, he's not saying that she's at fault, but stylishly shy in a way.
Yeah.
We know Kellyrae still.
She just mind the way she talks.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the whole situations that surrounded the whole getting on strike.
Yeah.
To me, I just feel like it doesn't make sense to me at all. Because the clip, I don't have a problem with Biggie dishing out strikes.
Yeah.
I just have a problem with the video not being enough.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because we have other people there that have outrightly spoken about nominations, conspired, had a proper meeting, talking about this thing day in, day out, seconds, minutes, hours. Do you understand? And for Biggie to now play that video, to me, I feel like it's not enough for Biggie to dash the strike the way he dashed that strike.
That's why we didn't have,
a proper conversation about it.
It was like, it was stinking. It was smelling right. Because sometimes, the production will just come together. When people sometimes might be under so much pressure just to create something almost immediately because they see maybe things are just going here or there, right? So they just, eating as much as they tend to maybe make things happen. At the end of the day, they end up doing rubbish.
Because tell me why you're additional strike week 8.
And
week 8.
You know the funny thing?
Week 8.
Every strike that was given didn't have any value.
At all.
It didn't carry any weight. It was more like, when Biggie was giving strike, I was laughing. This kind of thing, like, even when I'm in the house, for example, Biggie's dishing out strike, I'm laughing.
I won't even, see, if I was one that took that strike, best believe I won't overthink it.
Yeah, you understand,
because
right?
I know that there won't be a next one.
It was
there won't be a next one.
But are we saying that it's warranted a strike? No. What we watched was quite funny. Like, how did that warrant a strike? But it is what this Kellyrae, of course, told, Kassia that please don't lose guard, right? Mm-hmm. Please stop doing this, right? Even if people tend to provoke you, we know how people might tend to push one or two buttons and just hold your peers, hold yourself. Yeah. Not everything you should react to. Just tend to stand on ground. Mm-hmm. I said, nice one, Kellyrae, able to have conversations with Kassia in a way that is still mild and understandable for her to get what she's saying, get what he's saying rather. But the painful thing is that most times that this guy talks sometimes to this babe, everything comes in like to Kassia's head and it just comes out. Nothing sticks on 100 with Kassia. Nothing sticks with her, right? It's more like, it's either whatever Kellyrae says doesn't enter, or it enters and immediately it comes out. Kassia needs to make things at least easy for Kellyrae. You understand? You, in a way, try to intertwine this guy, make this guy so stressed. And that is just one kind, because at the end of the day, you hear what Kassia is talking about? Now she's regretting. She's not happy. She's regretting that she apologized to Onyeka.
And my mind,
I'm like, I don't understand. It's too late for that, Kassia.
That's one thing about impulse.
It's too late.
Do you understand? It's too. There's no need.
There's no need to talk about you being in regrets.
I regret. Even though the result wasn't what you were expecting.
Yes.
There's no need to.
Because she right now she feels like a fool.
Yeah.
She feels stupid.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, that is why we said that. I even felt what Onyeka did. Yes, nominate her. If you nominate, simple.
Because at the end of the day, I didn't like what you did.
You understand?
And now she's saying that Nelly is two-faced, Nelly is that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And I can't remember what Nelly did to her. But I heard that Nelly went to tell Onyeka something. Or something. But that was the reason why she nominated Nelly. Do you understand? And for her saying that, oh, I regret saying sorry. I feel like that one is a closed chapter.
See, her regretting is just very simple. We told you guys how we didn't actually want, Kassia to actually, go upstairs to apologize to Onyeka. You understand? I mean, and there's no need for that. Kellyrae made it known. Please, I don't think it's necessary. Don't do it, right? I mean, if someone says, like, I don't think it's necessary. If you want to do it, fine and good. But I mean, that first statement of that person saying, I mean, it takes a smart person to understand where someone is coming from, right? I don't think it's necessary, right? But I'm still trying to, give you more ground.
So it will be as if I'm trying to
control you, right?
Yes.
But from your own standpoint, you should understand that, okay, this might not really be necessary, because for you to regret, it shows you didn't like the fact that you apologized, thinking, whatever situation you had with Onyeka would have been better. But Onyeka had to prove to you that, my dear, whatever situation, this is me trying to tell you that nothing.
It will remain the same.
To remain the same.
To remain the same.
Because sometimes, sorry doesn't just fix anything.
No, it doesn't.
I
feel like these days it doesn't fix anything.
You understand, right? So mind you, it's not like Kassia actually did something wrong, but that is what she felt because of how, things ended.
Yes.
You understand, right? She didn't like the outcome. You understand? So she was confused about it. And Kellyrae was telling her, but this is why I said that you shouldn't have done that, right? And other people said that, yes, they loved how Kassia apologized to Onyeka. I told you, she told her, well, we didn't want that, right? But look at where the source material, look at the source now that is talking. The main person that some people were happy for apologized to Onyeka, she's now saying that she's regretting.
Yeah.
So it's more of still resonating to what we actually saying that she shouldn't have. Right, she shouldn't have done it, right? At the end of the day, do you see Victoria apologizing to Onyeka, or you see Onyeka, everything is still even, everything is still, look, see. If there is a place or a time for you to actually do one or two things, you go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
If it's a time when you don't need to apologize, you don't need to apologize. You don't need to.
And now that you have
you don't need to.
Anyways, it's still her feeling at the end of the day. She's a human being.
You understand?
Feel that you regret the whole apology. Fine.
Good.
You get over it. And move on with your life.
But all the same.
But sometimes you don't expect people, don't predict people. You can only predict yourself. At the end of the day, you know yourself. Sometimes people don't even know themselves.
Yeah.
But you know yourself and know that you cannot predict the person next to you or in front of you.
Yeah.
So if you go to say sorry and say, oh, if I say sorry, this person will start laughing with me, we'll become friends.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work that way.
This is why I still told you guys, right? That, the whole nomination stuff, when she didn't, call Onyeka's name, for me, I was like, right? So these are things, right? She didn't call Onyeka, for example, but Onyeka called her name. She was surprised. Yes. Oh, wow. It's that. So, different things, more like, you're trying to, give Onyeka now, you want to give her, some kind of good energy.
Exactly.
And Onyeka is not giving you back the good energy. Things doesn't work that way.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work that way, understand, right? You cannot really force things. If people don't want you to be around them, then you take your leave.
Simple.
It's that simple, right? It is what it is. But my own problem, like I said, is more of whenever she's been spoken to about certain things, Kassia does not listen. She tends not to listen, right? Every information that comes to her, it's either it doesn't enter or it enters and it ejects. It comes out. Nothing sticks. That's a problem. But it is what it is. Well, let's not feel about that, because, there's that dark stories, of course, you have to talk about their stories, right? It's just how crazy sometimes how, some fans, they don't really understand the difference when, people tend to come out and talk about, their stories, right?
I feel like they think that everything is draggable. Anything you hear,
you understand,
you drag, right? I don't know, I don't
everything
get it.
Is
are you devilish? Are you
everything is not
evil?
About you wanting to drag someone. If you want to come for someone, for example, are you coming for that person with facts? Are you coming for that person with, from a reasonable sense? Are you? Because if those people are coming out to talk about certain things, mind you, they have the right to still not talk about anything.
And nothing will happen.
Biggie will not flog them.
No.
No. If Wani says, Biggie, I have no dark whatever, no dark story, nothing will happen.
If they fail their wager?
What will happen?
They go still child.
Nothing will happen, right? So those people are on a vulnerable state where they tend to share what is very vulnerable to them. So they have opened themselves for the world to hear that story. So if you are trying to drag them because of that, you already know how it is here. I mean, we have no business with people's hustle or story. The only problem I have with is at the end of the day, people tend to maybe come up with a certain story about how, big God do this one, big God do that one. At the end of the day, you ended up, deceiving the public, deceiving people. Now that is a different ballgame entirely, right? But these ones now, they came out to share their dark stories and they are being dragged.
And especially Nelly. Why are you dragging Nelly?
Nelly was dragged. Onyeka was dragged.
Such as Onyeka's story. People couldn't understand where she was driving.
She was
all I didn't get. The only thing I could get that she has daddy issues.
You understand, right?
That's it.
I could understand Onyeka's standpoint in the sense that, That's just how you want to say something, but you don't know.
It's not coming together.
You don't know how to put it together.
So it's not giving confusion.
You understand, right? She was all over the place.
That's it.
Quite okay. That's okay.
At the end of the day, there's no good or proper way to tell your story.
You understand, right?
Because it's your story.
It's your story.
Yeah.
However you choose to tell your story, you'd say it. Nobody can tell you how you should say your story.
Then I said, see lawyer that cannot articulate her words.
Nobody can do that. You understand? That is a different thing entirely. Because almost everyone out there that tends to more of want to drag these people, if you're to come out and we're to put touchlights on your own lives. What we're going to see, man. Nah.
And the way they make jokes out of all of these things.
Not everything is about now.
When it gets to my fifth tone, right? You must cry. It's one fake thing that they are talking about.
It's different, please. Because Wani, of course, spoke about how, she has, the reason why she has, been, a very defensive person and hot-tempered, because herself and her sister were constantly, bullied, so because of that, she was, just, that, behaved some type of way, right? Even if, Handy was super reserved, but she was one that was, coming out, more, stuff like that. And of which, Nelly, spoke about how, she was, sexually, abused, by a pastor, right? Quite crazy, people that, herself and her mother thought, they were able to take her
safe hands.
I feel
like at this point, parents should know that no one is safe. With your children are not safe with anybody.
Well, I really can't say not every child. There are children that are actually safe with people.
None.
You understand, right? No. I quite don't agree with that. Because no. I don't agree with that.
Don't keep your children with people that you're not familiar with, even family members.
See, look, whether you're familiar with people or not, it doesn't still guarantee your safety. And it can still guarantee your safety at the end of the day. Because there are people out there, for example, hear this, a pastor, for example. I mean, definitely everyone will feel like, okay, Nelly was safe. According to her mother, telling them that, please take care of my daughter. But at the end of the day, Nelly spoke about how when she was asleep, the man came and started touching her. And she started screaming.
The woman.
But he was redrawing and came again. And mind you, whenever Nelly screamed or whatever she was doing, shouting, whatever, the wife of the pastor did not make a move, meaning everything was planned. Everything was a trap, right? So there are certain people that you just see here and there. You think they have your interest at heart, but nah, they don't. Onyeka's story was talking about how, she almost lost her life by her best friend. Her best friend almost, took her life. You understand, right? Victoria, spoke about how she was, sexually assaulted. She was given a job to be a hostess, right? There wasn't any accommodation, nowhere for her to stay, only for her to be sexually assaulted that night.
Blackmailed,
right? So, I mean, you can hear different stuff about how Biggie...
Anita, too.
You understand,
the whole
right?
childhood stuff. Keeping your child, thinking that you are giving your child off to someone that she feels safe with, only for her to face essay.
Right?
Please.
So, it's quite crazy. Kellyrae, his dad was poisoned, right? He was scared of people. And I can understand that.
When you said that, I
normally, fear people. Fear human beings, right? I mean, there are few people that are good in this world today. There are few. Right? But for Kellyrae's mom, like, that's nice. Not as if he doesn't really have trust issues, but, ever since that's happened, he just started withdrawing, right? He wasn't the kind of person that thought that maybe he could do one or two things in terms of singing. We're just in the bathroom doing the stuff, right? Whenever opportunities came to him, people were like, more of telling that, make jest of him that, are you not bigger than this? And because of that, he lost most opportunities that came to him.
Fear of looking like you're struggling. Like you're trying to make it.
So, some things about this world we live in are influenced by people that are around us, and right?
Especially empty people. Empty.
So sometimes people tend to project certain things on you because they cannot achieve what you can achieve. Mind you, people actually see your potentials even more than you do.
Yeah.
They do, right?
But they press
it. They suppress you because they don't want you to reach that apogee. They don't want you to get there. They are scared. So if they tell you that, oh, you can do this and do that, I'll support you. By the time you do what they said you should do, I ended up becoming somebody, watch their reaction.
They start calling you career man, career woman.
So, people out there sometimes influence, your journey, either negatively or positively, right? But it's you that's supposed to know what you want for yourself at the end of the day. If you want people to influence you at the end of the day and you say that, oh, is this person that made me... No. Don't tell me that this person is you.
At the end of the day.
Right?
As you're pointing at them, point at yourself.
Point at yourself, right?
Yeah.
You don't allow anybody to influence where you're going, right? You just, speak whatever you want to do to yourself. Know where you're going. Whatever people say, just see that something temporary. Laugh over it. Come on. If those fingers were actually equal, then there's a problem. Yeah. Provided it ain't equal, come on. You have a long way. You have things to do. You have a bright, way you're going, right? But Kellyrae's that stuff about is that now.
Yeah, seriously, like even OC saying that people think they are filthy rich. Like someone like TJ saying that they're the richest richest people on the block.
Richest
blah blah blah. And his mind is like, does this guy even know what I'm facing? You see me wearing blings and you think, oh, I have all the whole money in the world. No. At the end of the day, their life is curated. Like they know how to perfect their life and put it out there and they look professional. Doesn't mean that they don't have problems. Do you understand? And especially people that like to eat with their eyes. You see someone wearing like Gucci, all of a sudden you have already concluded that person has money. That person's pocket might be empty. So people should like stop, all this whole putting pressure or try to like, especially when the person did not call for it. I never told you that I had money. I didn't say that. Even though I'm body twins, it doesn't still mean that you have to open down your mouth and say this, that. So he was even telling him, do you understand? And Suge, how he broke his bones. I could rate that too. Do you understand? Tofa as well, like Tofa, he was shy and all of that. Who else? Because
all those
literally all of them.
TJ, he has been this kind of careful and scared kind of person that
so it comes to his medical side.
Just try handle one's life with care.
Meticulously.
That's when you see TJ. It's always so, so meticulous, so very careful.
Yes.
I don't know, but, shout out to those people.
Sean.
Yeah,
couldn't say much, but just about his football.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Are we missing anybody?
I don't think so, but if you think we are, you can actually, let us know what they spoke about, shout out to them. But like we said, it's really, a big fit for people to be that, open about their dark, side, right?
It's not easy. People making it a fun thing.
So please, you cannot really.
I wanted to carry that focus again.
Wipe them.
Yeah.
Wipe them.
Sometimes people need to please. That's what sometimes Big Brother Naija. Sometimes when I think about the whole community, there's something about it that
all the community that just needs to be reset. There's something about the community that just need to just leave the community.
Yeah, there's something about the community, bbnaija community. Sometimes it makes my skin crawl. Sometimes and I want to just take a step back.
Let me not lie to you guys. Sometimes the community is demonic. That's how I just
it's not like it's giving demonic spirits.
Whatever. You
because I don't understand why someone will tell their story and I just need to on them.
Exactly. There's this community of demons. It's just quite crazy and unfortunate. Anyways, it is what it is. Anything else on the table? Yes, please. What is happening with Wani's? I don't know.
Her waist?
Yeah, no, not her waist.
Okay.
have you noticed, Wani's game is somehow now,
exactly. She's like floating.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not seeing more Wani.
Not as before.
I'm surprised. This voting poll, the way I'm seeing, Victoria.
Ever since Rhuthee left.
Victoria and Wani. Like, I mean, Wani normally usually top.
Second. She's always like
second, but this time Victoria don't. Wow, that's crazy, right? And which Kassia, of course, had to question, Wani about this whole stuff that, what do you have
against Kellyrae? She couldn't answer. Obviously, Biggie.
Say, I beg you, make you know, conspire, talk about anything instead. Of course, Wani, Kassia, and I said, my chest, that's true. My chest, they pay me. Now she has a whole lot to say, right? Yeah. But definitely everything you want to hear them say, they'll say during that diary session, right? It is what it is. Well, anything else? Nothing else, right? It is what it is. Well, so I'm Klein, you ready to know the jury? Remember, comment. Yeah, let us know what you feel about this video. If you love this video, just make sure you give this video a thumbs up and like our videos. Yeah, shout this. As we say, thank you guys. Are the very best. You guys are awesome. Always remember, never to give up. Be the best at what you do. Success is guaranteed. Not an option to negotiate. This guys. Peace.